We're living in the healing age, my friends. Our world is healing. Hasan Piker, the ultimate hater of dogs, is being called out by the Vice President of the United States of America. Do you understand the gravity of this? This isn't just some smuck on the internet. This is the second in command of the most powerful country on the planet. Here, take a look.
This command place, which is basically if I snap my finger and point, he will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
No.
Hasan,
not like Hasan Piker. No electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not, that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. So it's one of the ways, we really sort of test people is if Atlas responds well to them, if they like Atlas, we know they're good people. But you can tell if somebody's really mean to animals, it's like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Yeah.
Like every serial killer ever has actually been really bad to animals. That's sort of how they started.
If Vance knows about Hasan Piker, then you can bet that the US government knows about every single bit of his anti-American terrorist-supporting rhetoric. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the 48th President of the United States of America. As I say, I don't like to get political on the channel. I just like roasting morons, but I'll be honest. I am a Republican. I 100% believe that if a degenerate ever gets into the White House, this country will burn, falter, and in time, collapse. But politics aside, even if you are a Democrat, I don't know how you could be in 2025.
Next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time, old enough to count, old enough to mount, question mark?
But even if you are a leftist, this is not a controversial opinion. This is common sense and basic human ethics. Two things that Hasan Piker does not have. If you are a Democrat and you unironically view Hasan Piker, the dog-torturing terrorist supporter, as an intellectual, then you are beyond saving. You are part of the problem. In order to win the hearts of the public, the left needs to undergo complete cultural reform. But it can't, because it's corrupt from the root to the core. Sometimes leftists come to Big Daddy Mermaid and they ask me, "Hey now, why you gotta make videos about my hero? You could talk about literally anything else. Why are you talking about Hasan?" This is why.
I'm sick and tired of it. Left-wingers, liberals, you need to be fucking showing your opponent's guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage. What the fuck is this shit, man? Slice them up, slice them and fucking dice them. What the fuck is this?
Because he makes me angry for justifiable reasons. I'm not like Hasan. I don't need to make up a single word to discredit him, and I don't want him to be hurt. But at the same time, every breath he draws fills me with visceral disgust. It would be intelligent for one to have him deplatformed and deported. He is an objective detriment to American society, and I will never pander to a bunch of freaks who think I'm racist for loving America, hate me because of the color of my skin, and think I'm responsible for my ancestors bringing over black slaves. Something that has nothing to do with me, Asmongold, Vance, Hasan, or any other white person of the 21st century. But enough of that. How does Hasan feel about the fact that he is literally getting blasted by the vice president?
What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. So
JD Vance has done spot training for his own dog, so he knows that it is not an abusive practice. And yet he is still leaning into this fucking idea that I'm like abusing my dog, which is crazy because, hello, Kristi Noem, the secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, shot her puppy point blank, his execution style, and then threw the puppy's body in a goddamn landfill in front of construction workers. And the only reason why we know about it is because she wrote about it in her book. What is happening?
What's happening is that you're losing your career, Hasan. You've made a mistake that you can never take back. And no one on the left or the right is ever going to let you live that down. Now anyways, since he apparently wants to compare himself to Vance in terms of dog training, I suppose we should point out that it's not only that you shock your dog. Of course, there are going to be some people who will never justify shocking a dog even on the lowest level of power for training purposes. And when we compare that to the way in which you shock your dog, it only makes it so much worse. Because the problem is why you're shocking your dog. It's psychotic. You shock her so she'll stay in place for 10 hours a day because she makes a cute backdrop. Funny how now that he is facing such scrutiny over the Collargate situation, we don't see Kai around much. Presumably because she is wandering around the house because you cannot shock her anymore. And secondly, who the fuck cares about this Kristi Noem situation in relation to Collargate? Hasan, that has nothing to do with the fact that you shocked your dog. But you always do this. You try and muddy the waters. You intentionally center around irrelevant points or factors and then you moral grandstand, implying that you are a better person than you actually are by lying about your political rivals. Someone has to take Hasan out for lunch, make him touch grass for the first time in his miserable life, and slam it into his thick, narcissistic skull that two wrongs do not make a right. And it seems that Hasan has made a dope remix of How Can You Criticize Me When There's a Genocide Going On. Now it's, oh, how can you criticize me when SNAP benefits are being lost?
It is so transparent that these people not only do not give a shit about animal welfare, they don't give a shit about human welfare either. Because remember, this is the vice president we're talking about. The vice president of the United States is talking about Reddit, Twitter drama while we're at the precipice of 40 million American citizens losing their SNAP benefits, as in 40 million Americans are about to starve. 40 million Americans are about to starve in 2 days because the administration does not want to use the existing $6 billion that they have in their contingency funds to keep giving money to people. They are going to go to food banks.
So what he's talking about is related to the government shutdown here in America, which has been going on for almost a month. What Hasan will not tell you is that it is the Democrats who have continually voted to prolong this same shutdown. His own side is the arbiter of this dilemma, yet he uses it as a shield. How can you hate me for shocking my dog when children are going to starve? Like, dumbass, we can care about two problems at once. The Trump administration can work on getting the government open and make fun of you for torturing animals while they do it. And of course, Asmongold saw Hasan's reaction and gave his own take. I will show that to you now because just hearing his voice will send any possible hate-watching woke liberals into a frenzy, and I just love it. I like to think of Hasan's audience as hornets, and Asmongold as a can of raid.
So apparently J.D. Vance is talking about Hasan.
He has this command place, which is basically
Oh no!
Yeah.
like every serial killer ever has actually been really bad to animals. That's sort of how they started.
He just goes all the way. Oh no, he did not like this, bro. He did not look at bro. He did not like it.
So he knows that it is not an abusive practice. And yet,
It's not what he said. That's nothing to do with what he said. How do you have a degree in political science and communications and you don't even understand what he said? It had nothing to do with place training. It had everything to do with how the training was administered.
which is crazy because, hello, Kristi Noem. Fucking God, I hate the left. I hate liberalism. I hate everything that's going on every single day of the goddamn week. I hate my life. I hate streaming. I hate socialism. I hate every single person who thinks that the peak of activism is being the most annoying holier thou.
Every time this drama, like Hasan will do this thing where he'll be like, I'm above the drama, but then I'll talk about it and it will reveal that he knows everything about it. It's like, okay, yeah, sure.
Now let's talk about Hasan Piker's reputation as a pet owner some more. I don't ever want anyone to ever forget what this guy has done. The guy who complains about America being so violent while simultaneously supporting Houthi scum. Just so happens to shock his dog. Who would have ever thought it possible? Well, his response has been as far from glorious or professional as one can get. The story has been changed more than half a dozen times since it first happened. First it was, oh, oh, she just clipped her nail. Then it was, I was just reaching for a Zen. Then it was, oh, it's just a vibrating collar, followed by, there was another collar, and eventually, oh no guys, you're wrong, it's totally cool to shock your dog if you're just training it. And even, oh no, it's just socially acceptable to shock your dog no matter the situation. It's ridiculous. You know, he didn't show the collar until a day after. And an entirely different stream was what it took for us to get a modified and blatantly obvious, stripped version of the collar. That is a lot of time to fabricate a lie, which is not something Hasan is particularly good at, but a favored response to any threat to his image. He could have totally just changed the collar, even go buy a new one. Or yes, as he so obviously did, clip out the springs that make it shock the dog so he could pass it off as a vibration collar. And even if you don't believe the dog was shocked, if you're willing to ignore the way too convenient timing of everything that happened in a clip so short you can't even take it out of context, then even in that case Hasan is still a piece of shit. And it shows in his complete lack of empathy for the dog both before and after it yelped in pain.
Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
What really gets me though is that he even seems to have shocked his dog a second time based on this clip. And here he tried to mute the mic to conceal it.
Trump was potentially going to use to potentially put pressure on Jordan's king to try and take in more Palestinians, correct? I mean, that's what we've heard from Trump over the course of the past few weeks is that Palestinians, correct? I mean, that's what we've heard from Trump over the...
Oh no, I'm so desperate. I can't stand the idea of my dog not being my brand slave. It gets even worse too. If you think Hasan loves animals, watch this and still say as much. Here is Kaya when she was a baby and he had another dog.
I don't know if putting them in a confined space like this together is a good idea, but we're about to see very quickly, she will most likely recognize, she will very quickly learn that that's probably a mistake. Because if she keeps pushing Fiona, Fiona is going to bite. Oh, there we go. Good job, Fiona. You can tell her. One thing I will tell you, I've seen her. Kaya is really funny when she's scared. Being scared, but it gives me anxiety. Maybe it's me. No, I want her to bite her. What do you mean? That they had to chop it. I know Fiona wants out. She's not getting out, though. Fiona snaps at her. She'll just go, ah, 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 and like run away. Run away like a fucking goofball crying. It's the funniest thing on the fucking planet. Oh, Fiona, stay in there. She needs to learn. See? See? She wants out.
The wind, children.
Did you see that? I want you guys to see what happens when she actually gets scared. It's so fucking funny.
I mean, just listen to that shit. He's literally just laughing at it. He's enjoying this. Animal cruelty is not limited to this dog, though. Her predecessor had it rough as well.
Motherfucker, come here.
Stay. If you run right now, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I'll actually kill you, okay? In front of everyone. Stay.
Stay. If you run right now, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I'll actually kill you, okay? In front of everyone.
Come here. Hey.
Motherfucker,
Come here. Stay. No, come here.
This one actually pisses me off more than anything. For those who don't know, a dog's tail is directly connected to its spine. Pulling on it can lead to irreversible biological and psychological damage to the dog. This includes nerve damage, which leads to chronic pain, fractures or breaks of the bone as the tail contains up to 23 vertebrae, behavioral changes including aggression as a defense mechanism against you, and arguably worst of all, incontinence. For those who don't know what incontinence is, it is the inability to control the release of urine, thanks to nerve damage. There are other causes for incontinence, but nerve damage is the cause when you pull on your dog's tail. And Hasan Pikachu is just willing to risk all of that apparently. And if nothing else, I can never forgive Hasan for this. Even if you want to say the "I'll kill you" threats were a hyperbolic joke, my response is, what kind of joke? The mouth speaks what the heart is full of, and Hasan's heart is full of nothing but hatred. Who jokes like that with a dog anyways? But yeah, that's all for now. If you enjoyed the video, then subscribe to the channel. And remember folks, from the fridge to the TV, Kaya will be free. Anyways, take it easy everyone.